Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. It's a good day today. I enjoyed myself. I even made another project that I don't have to show. Well, I do have it as far as in a picture, but it's already been given away. I had the opportunity, my daughter was going over and seeing the children's grandma and grandpa and everything, you know, the in-laws, right? So she was going over to visit them, and I have made washcloths, dishcloths, pot holders for the mother-in-law for quite a few years, right? You know, yeah, a lot of years. And I was like, oh, wait, you're going Christmas. You know, we don't have time to go out, everything else. Please, can you bring this to her? And of course she did. So it was nice. I was able to pull out of my stash. I had one that was my hair's falling down. It's crazy today. One of them was a pattern from a fiber spider, and it was the stained glass granny. And I did this with yellow and a white speckle in my little cotton bin right here, right? You know, I think that might be the yellow right here. Yeah, that's, you know, so I did it like that and had it all wrapped up. And then I also had another one that was like a daisy. And I roughly followed a pattern I remember on that one, but I don't remember what the pattern was or if it was from a designer or not. But I made that a while ago, and it was such a nice pair because they matched so well. And then I got to play with, and I don't think I've really played with this too much. Do I have another one right here? I don't see it. So it's that scrubby yarn, the one that has the scrubby in it. And then part of it's like regular cotton and parts the scrubby, you know, so it just changes on its own. They're kind of roughly tied together. So I used some of that. I had some of it that I bought from Hobby Lobby, 75% off. I couldn't resist. I mean, I've got some scrubby yarn, but you know, it was 75% off. And it was the Christmas colors. So I was able to make one today for that. So had those up. I'll post the pictures, and had the gift bag, and hubby was watching with this little tiny gift bag, and I have these 3 washcloths that I'm going to push in there. And he's like, honey, that's not going to fit. And I'm like, it'll be fine. Well, I had it in a very decorative way and was able to give that away. And I thought that was really, it was nice. It was, you know, it's not the fancy gift. It's not the whatever, but they're handmade. They are used. I've had the pleasure of spending Thanksgiving and other holiday meals and everything with family, and they are an everyday used item. It's not just to bring out once in a while. They actually do use them. So I try to make sure she's kept up with new products each year. You know, like, oh my gosh, this is cracking me up. That is so cracking me up. Look at that. That is hilarious. I can see that in the video. So just enjoying that and being able to give that. And my daughter said that she cried when she got them. So I thought that was pretty sweet. That's a testament right there, right? So it was wonderful. It really was. But it's nice to be this time of year. Simple things that bring joy. Simple things, that's it. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be crazy. Just simple things that put a smile on somebody's face. Kind word, kind deed. Just be kind. Be yourself, right? You're a good person. Crafters are good people. So who here, if you're new here, maybe not, but if you're new here, you're like, what is this crazy? Because I do weird things with my hair. But if you're new here, then you don't know that I've been making a lot of hats. And I said, okay, I'm about ready to, I can relax. It's okay. I'm about ready to give the hats away that I've made and move on to making some other things. And I think a few of you in the comment section are like, I don't think you're going to. I think you're going to make that gnome hat. Yeah, especially since I bought the yarn for it. But then again, I bought the yarn for a lot of things, right? And that's not really stopped me. So if you didn't see it, and I didn't give you the name yesterday, it's Jingle Gnome's Beanie. And my friend gifted me this pattern. Look at this. So it is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. And that is one of the ways that you can do it. And the graph in the pattern has the how you can make it look like a little girl gnome or a little boy gnome with the beard. See? And I'm going to go that route because I picked up from the yarn store, I picked up these 3 colors, right? So I'm just going to go with that, and any other accoutrements or whatever, I've got scraps. And this is a 100% alpaca yarn. Luscious. absolutely luscious. It's a DK weight yarn. The pattern is in an Aran/worsted weight yarn. Yeah, that's a gauge thing. That's okay. I've been able to look at the pattern repeat is 8 stitches wide. You know, the 7 stitches for the gnome itself, for the gnome with the beard, and then an extra stitch on each side. So that'd be 9, but you know, there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, you know, count out and everything and make my pattern that way, which I think is really funny because I liked the cream color. Even after giving my daughter a bunch of guff for picking out all the color bleached out of it skein of yarn, I'm voluntarily purchased the cream yarn to make the gnome hat. I know, it's a little odd. So I commented, like, I'm going to hold off on doing the hats and everything. I'm like, and you know, again, the comment down below is like, you're making the gnome hat. Okay, we know that's going to happen, right? Look what I have in my stash. I have this big, fluffy fur yarn. What is this? This is Gopher Faux, Lion Brand Gopher Faux. I got this at Hobby Lobby also, and it was massively clearance at $1.74 when they clearanced out. It's when Hobby Lobby really had other yarns besides just their own. It's a big fluffy yarn. It says it's a bulky number 6. So this is a type of bulky yarn that I would use. Well, I am using it. I am. Right? This is more because it's just the edges of something. And I thought, okay, that's cool. So in this beautiful pattern, about the only thing that I'm doing is, hey, I'm going to use the gnome chart itself. You know, the chart, and that's really it. Because even though the pattern comes in child size to adult, I mean baby size to adult, it has all 4 or 5 different sizes. Since I'm going to be using the DK weight and not the larger weight yarn on size 8s, because my yarn, if I used it on size 8s, it would be lace. You know, since I'm going to do that, I'm going to repeat that pattern, that gnome pattern, multiple times. So yeah, I'm using the graph, and that's about it that I'm using from the pattern. That's literally it. This does have this as the option for, you can see you got just a little bit of that fuzzy right here, you know, it's a boucle yarn that they use for a lining. You can make it a full lining or partial lining, right? So you do have that in there. I'm not following their directions on anything except for I plan on using the gnome chart. Should we see what I've got going on? So I think I'm using size 5s. Do you think so? I think it's 5s. I don't know. I'll have to measure it. They're smaller, right? And I'm using my DK weight. Now, DK weight says using, you know, size 6s, you'll get whatever gauge, blah, blah, blah. Got it. But I am going to be doing the colored work for the striping, you know, the gnome itself. I like to be just a tad bit tighter on the gauge. Too loose, you know, you get the floats that show through and everything else. I wasn't into that. So cast on with that and figure out, at least I'll do the ribbing that way. I cast on 88 stitches. Their cast on for the largest one is 81 stitches. And then I increased up, right? You know, like I said, it's the divisible 9 by 9, you know, there you go. But I'm, you know, increased it on that. And then I did ribbing. Now you're like, you ribbed with this big bulky stuff and you've got this. No, I didn't. So it's kind of an interesting technique. I hadn't done it before, but I think it's kind of like thrumming, but I don't really know because I've never done anything with thrumming. And that's, you know, you get the fur on both sides. I don't know. I'm not really making up words, but I don't know if I'm using the word correctly with the thrumming. So look how big that stuff is. That's really big. That's not, right? So obviously I'm not going to rib with this. For one, it would take a lot of yarn. And the other one is, that's just excess. That's overkill. So what I did is, as I was knitting that ribbing, I knit 3. Well, the first round I just knit. I didn't do any ribbing at all. The first round was just knit. So I knit 1 and catch that yarn, then knit 3 more and catch the yarn, that fluffy bit and everything. And I did that, and then just a row of ribbing, and then back to the fluffy bit. And I did the fluffy bits 3 times. Yeah, we can see it here. That's my tail I have to weave in. See, 1, 2, 3, kind of offset them, you know, as far as where I caught the yarn. So you don't tell it on this side, because my other option was to hand sew it on, and I really didn't want to go for that route. It's not going to come out or anything. I mean, it's kind of like weaving in your ends. You know, I did the equivalent of weaving in my ends as I went. My end was just one big long string. Now this is the end that I have here, right here. See, I've got this, and I will stitch that in, you know, just stitch that. I don't want to tie. I did tie a knot with it. It's very secure. It took me a long time to get it out, but you could feel a knot, and I don't want that either. I want it fuzzier. So I'm not sure, once I take this off the needles, how big this will be. You know, it'll fit somebody and it'll be beautiful. So it's going to be a gorgeous alpaca hat. It's going to be the, I'm going to do it with the beards, right? The elf with the beard, and it will fit somebody. Yeah, that's where it's going to go. So I did go that route. I did play, you know, I am working on it. So whoever it was that was saying, yeah, you're going to make the elf hat, you're right. I wasn't, but yeah, I know it's a thing. I think it's going to go quick now. I mean, that was a little slow to do that little fuzzy bit, and I'm pretty pleased with myself. I really am. That's just a weird, interesting way to kind of catch that on each, you know. I just did it like every 4th stitch because I didn't think it needed to be every 1st stitch, and they're just like little fuzzy loops that are, you know, threaded in, and it does a good job of coverage. What a great way to attach this yarn, as opposed to, you know, actually knitting or crocheting with it, because it is bulky. You're gonna need the bigger needles, and, you know, mixing it with this, I think it did good. Yeah, so really happy with that. You know what I didn't talk about? This is the Tangled Poet Advent Calendar Day 15. We are so close to Christmas. If you have gifts and you're trying to give things away, we're in crunch time. We've been in crunch time. I mean, as soon as it crossed over, we finished Thanksgiving, and now we're middle of December. It's crazy. You know, it's definitely crunch time to do that, and IOUs are good too. Or the other joke is, if you're making something that's a pair, you know, mittens, socks, gloves, anything that's a pair, you give one and then IOU for the other one for the following year. I mean, I've had people tell me to do that, you know, and or you wrap up the whatever on the needles and everything, going, okay, well, it's this far along. Well, I'll get the rest of, you know, hand it back to me now, and I'll get the rest of it back to you at a certain time period. So I do joke about crunch time, but your crafting should be enjoyable and fun. My crunch time is things that I put on myself. It doesn't have to be done. I don't have to do these things, but I really, honestly, and truly love to give these things away, which is wonderful. It's a lot of fun. And I have a lot of things getting ready to go out in the mail too. So to make sure that everything gets out and done. So looking forward to that too. Do we want to see what's in day 15? I want to see what's in day 15. Want to have a refresher of yesterday? This was yesterday. Oh my gosh. And that is gorgeous. That is definitely my colors. Something I very much love. I mean, it matches the hair, and well, there you go. And I have a lot of hair, and it's thick and it's full, and you know, enjoy it while you got it, right? Just it. And every time my husband sees me with the big hair, he likes it short. Actually, he's gotten really used to the long hair, but with the big fluffy 80s hair, he's like, no, just don't. Now he's embraced it. It's been a while since I've been wearing the bigger hair, and he's like, it's, you know, you're just quirky. It's yes, I am. Makes me happy. Day 15. All right. For those that don't want to know yet because they have their own calendar and they haven't opened it yet, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's stunning. I was expecting a color similar to this a couple days ago. That blends beautifully. Look at that. So yeah, day 14, day 15. Oh my, that is gorgeous. So far, this has been a fantastic fade. We started off with purples, and we just went, we had some blues, a little bit of grays. We had some greens last, And now we're, you know, the autumn color and into the golden. That's stunning. So day 15, we have 9 more days of the minis. 30 grams each are pretty nice minis. So we have 9 days left of that. And then we have the 100-gram skein. And I'm looking forward to that. It was, well, we know I'm going to like it. I mean, I've liked every one of them so far, right? You know, they've been absolutely fantastic. So I'm looking forward to that. What color is going to be the thing that ties them all together? I don't know. Not sure. I know I'll love it either way. All right, everybody. You guys, I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of my YouTube life, YouTube journey, life story, whatever it is that we call this, right? I greatly appreciate it. I really do. That's not just a line. That's not just a catchphrase. This has been so much fun to be able to come on and be quirky and have fun and share all my yarny goodness. You know, when I play with my yarn, I light up, and I really hope that there's something in your life that does that for you too. If it's not yarn, whatever it is. And, you know, bring a smile to somebody's life, bring some joy to somebody's life, and be that person. With that, before I get too gooey and too gushy, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.